right? So let's look at NAS. Okay, I deleted the daily trend lines. Sorry, I just need to do that again. I'd like to have those in just to remind me that S is very, no, I don't connect it from there. Connect it on the recent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, touch 4. Just like that, right? So now we want to focus on NAS from here, from the most like recent obvious low, which is this one right over here, right? So this is where I'm going to start my trend line, right? It's actually my first time looking at NAS since it closed last week. I mean, since the market closed last week. So let me see. Would have had this setup, right? And yes, in fact, I'm not going to lie, I did wait for the full touch here, but obviously didn't enter that trade, right? So looking at NAS right now, you can see that our upward trend line has been intersected, it's been broken, you know? So we don't really want to focus on this. There's no market, like the market price is currently, current market price is far from the trend line, right? So we want to connect new trend lines. You can actually see here we do have highs, and we can connect a downward trend line over here. So maybe something like this. You can see touch 1, touch 2, touch 3. Those are entered too soon. They probably like, I know NAS is gonna possibly break out this downward trend line. I'm just gonna show you guys now. We have market structure here. Something like that. Go to H1. So as you guys can see, that this how NAS is moving, right? Those who entered the third touch, like, how do I say this? What you see isn't really always the case, you know. You need to wait for confirmation. 4-hour candle, daily candle, you know. You can see we have a first touch, second touch, third touch, right? Most people would have been like, okay, third touch, I'm selling. Is this a sell? Nah, hold on. They would have been like, okay, third touch, close below, strong with rejection, going in. You know, entry points usually would have been like over here. You take first take profit would be the nearest low. It's a downtrend now. So first take profit of this nearest low, and then second would be somewhere there, right? But then look at what happened. So you're looking at this trade, you'd be like, okay, strong weak rejection, H1, right? 1 hour time frame. First touch, second touch, third touch, you'll be like, okay, third touch, strong weak rejection. You know, that can't just be your only like reason to enter. You need further confirmation. You need to see how your 4-hour candle, your H4 candle closed, daily candle, you know. Like people jump into trades too soon. So now those entered the sell, probably like crying. Entry points would have been like somewhere here. You know, you can see that wicked down a bit. You would have been in small profits, like 100 Rand, 0.01, you know. But eventually, especially if it was a smaller account, you would have been blown out, you know, because you're looking at the wrong, you're being caught on the wrong side of the market, you know. You're entering trades too soon. There isn't enough confirmation to enter the sell, because you can see that on the daily time frame, the candlestick is very, very bullish. Actually looking at this one, this is Thursday's candle, Friday's candle, you know, bullish. And the 4-hour, you know, momentum, guys, momentum tells a story, right? So now let's look at NAS for this week, right? Personally speaking, I believe that NAS is going to break out this downward trend line, right? Downward trend line. Our first entry point could actually be on the previous high. Let's see. We can actually catch it before it breaks out. Let's see. Let's see something. Just like that, you can see resisted, supported, resisted, resisted, supported, broke, you know, resisted again, resisted. But you can see now that this zone is actually broken right now. This H1 candle is very, very bullish, right? You can see we actually retesting this zone, right? However, you can see that we do have lows here to connect an upward trend line. I forgot to click it. Hold on. Right. So yes, we do have a downward trend line, guys. But looking at the bigger picture, bigger time frame, you can tell that NAS is still bullish. Momentum never lies. That's one thing I'm gonna say, guys. Momentum never lies. Momentum never lies. Like NAS and momentum, like same WhatsApp group. You just need to look at the bigger picture, guys. That's something I've been insisting. Something I've been preaching since the start of the session. You need to look at the bigger time frame. Look at the momentum on the bigger time frame to avoid being caught on the wrong side of the market or entering trades too soon. So as I said, we have our first touch, second touch, and yes, NAS is retesting this zone, right? But however, I do believe that it's going to wick down a bit. Wick down a bit to our trend line, upper trend line for a third touch, then we can enter buys to go to the upside, right? But however, if you want to be like a safe trader, if you want to be safe, I personally suggest waiting on the breakout of the trend line, right? And then entering on the retest, right? Trend line plus this low over here goes hand in hand. Let me just show you on the 30 minutes. So it's actually on the same level, right? So that's how I'm looking at NAS for this week, guys.
Put the beer on the side.
Let me see the chats. Do you guys understand? Like the importance of like looking at the bigger time frame, looking at momentum, how the candlesticks close. Open the chat. Yeah, I also see buys. Yeah, so guys, yeah. Remember, guys, we strictly most of the time we'd like to stick to trend lines, for entry points. We like to stick to trend lines. I feel more comfortable entering a setup based on the trend line. Yes, yeah, well, yes, I also see it's okay, proper. Yes, bro, being caught on the wrong side, something we need clarity on. Yes, like you guys mustn't rush to enter the trade. What NAS break the trend line but don't retest it, then it's fine. We missed that setup, What if NAS breaks the trend line but don't retest? There's nothing we can do. Remember, just keep like the group. But it depends. It depends. So as I was saying, somebody asked, what if NAS breaks the trend line and doesn't retest? Then there's nothing you can do. Like guys, the retest isn't guaranteed. Third touch isn't guaranteed. You just trade what you see. Trade what the market gives you guys. What you see. Just wait for the market to 100%. Just wait for the market to play out. You literally need to wait for the market to play out. That's why I touched on psychology in the beginning, guys. Like you need to just be patient. Some people are probably in buys right now. But I personally do believe that NAS is going to drop a bit down to the trend line, possibly even like reject, strong wick rejection before continuing to push to the upside, Like there isn't really much to it. I can't be saying what if, I just trade what I see, And that's what I'm trying to like drill into your guys' brains that you need to trade what you can see, what the market gives you, trade what you see. So yeah, I see first touch, second touch. I'll be waiting for a third touch. If I don't get a third touch, let's say the NAS closes below my upward trend line, then I'll simply change my point of view. I'll wait for a retest. If I don't get that retest, if it just like shoots down, then it's fine, Like you need to have a rule. You can't be trying to catch every single pip in the market, every single move. You can't be like you need to have your trading plan. My trading plan is third touch, retest, third touch, fourth touch, fifth touch, and retest. If I don't get those, I don't enter. It's like that's simple, Let me see. This session really opened my mind. Yeah, like you really need to be patient, guys. You need to be patient. Like patience. Like your psychology needs to like change. You mustn't you can't. It's okay if you don't trade for a day or a week, You know, it really is okay. If you didn't get your setup, then don't trade. If you didn't get your entry point, don't trade. You know, that's why you need to know yourself as a trader. But at the same time, it's not like, yeah, you need to know yourself as a trader. You know, like my trading plan is different to my mentor, right? When Ashes taught me, like he like showed me a trading plan, everything. You know, it's different. This is what works for me. Yes, he told me the same thing. But remember, everyone trades in their own way, guys. Remember that. Some people are in the buy right now, for example. Some people are in this buy on Nasdaq right now, right? It's like those who trade zones, whatever it's called, supply demand zones. I don't understand it. They in this buy, you know. But remember, guys, we use trend lines, right? And trend lines are like number one backbone, you know. Rely on trend lines, guys. Don't. Yes, we can use support and resistance and all that, but only when it goes hand in hand with the trend line, you know. But strictly, like as beginners, focus strictly on the trend line. No third touch, no entry points, you know. So Nasdaq this week, I'm gonna be waiting for third touch. I'm gonna wait to actually let me say I'm gonna wait to see how it reacts to the trend line. You know, that's how you should look at the market. So I'm gonna wait to see how it reacts to the trend line. If you respect the trend line, buys, breaks, I'm gonna wait for the retest, and then yeah. Can we do a currency pair? Right. Let's do a currency pair. Give me a pair. Give me a pair. Currency pair. Currency pair. GBPUSD. GBPUSD. Right. GBPUSD. Me, I'm not really. This isn't a pair I'm comfortable with. You know. Let me look at it. How do I remove this thing? So GBPUSD. Okay, first thing I'm looking at market structure. I can see that it's very, very bullish, right? And then got to this high, this zone over here. Ever since then, it failed to break above, you know, failed to carry on with the bullish rally, right? So we can expect sells, right? But looking more into it, I can see this low, most recent low. So let me just, but we can actually see, we want to focus on the current market, you know, so we can see here. I can actually anticipate already what's going to happen. Like the structure, guys, structure never lies. You need to understand how to read structure. So let me just plot this. Yeah, it's resist. And I just do this to know where to connect my trend line from, you know. So as I said, do that to know where to connect my trend line so you can see first low, second low, just like that, right? So this is literally how I look. I didn't analyze GBPUSD before. I haven't actually looked at the markets. So I look at, okay, first touch, second touch, wait for touch number 3, right? For entry points, however, snap. We can see that we do have like a mini downtrend here, like a channel. It looks like a channel. Let me see if I connect. Yeah, so connecting the downward trend line now on our obvious peaks. So 1, 2, 3, third touch, that would have been entry points if you opened your charts, you know, while this was still forming, right? Let me see if I can connect. That isn't too solid. Just remove it, right? So that's H4. Let's go down to H1. Let's look at the charts quick. I'm also seeing a buy. It's a descending. Yeah, 100%. I'm looking at the market at the perspective of like how other people will be looking at it, you know. But I already know that I want to buy because you know I connect in my upward trend and I can see, you know, that it's more bullish than bearish. I just look at the candle. But guys, you need to know how to read You need to how to like look at the markets and study the candles. You can see that we have like strong bullish candles compared to our bearish candles. You know, like our buying candles are much stronger, much longer. You know, compared to like bearish candles. You know, you can even see the most recent move was very, very bullish. So right now, GBPUSD is actually going to retrace. Okay, no, I actually wasn't finished. I wanted to see if I can connect. Yeah, like this. So in the Falcon way, Falcon language, this would be a correction, right? So you can see that here's our impulse. Hold on. Be impulse, right? And this is currently our correction, right? Waiting on another impulsive move. We'll be waiting for another impulsive move to the upside. So yeah, I think GBPUSD is going to buy based off technical analysis. You know, yet again now, I just need to be patient, or everyone needs to be patient for the buy to come. You know, like you can't enter now. You don't have, like, we know it's going to retrace down. Okay, we know it's most likely to retrace. It's very likely to retrace down to the trend line, but you can't say you want to sell. Like, why? Why want to sell? That's when you're like gambling. You know, you're just guessing. You know, you don't have an entry point. You have no reason to enter. You really do. You really don't have any reason to enter. Then touch the trend line. No trend line touch. No nothing. You know. So GBPUSD, based off our strategy, guys, we should wait for it to retrace down. Wait for it to retrace down for the third touch. See how it reacts. If it closes above, if it respects, get our reversal candle, then we can buy. First take profits. If it's retracing, this will be our first take profits because it'll be the previous high, you know. But if you want to follow the 90% rule, there you go. There it is. So do you guys, oh, not bad. I wanted to put an array. Do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand? Understand loud and clear away. Yes, bro, always proper. Simplicity, yeah. Simplicity. Online session. Online session. Can you please explain it again each time, but it's saved. It's saved. Give me another pair. When to 90% rule, mostly when you have a big account. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, I hardly use it. Because you do know there's gonna be like pullbacks and everything, but eventually, guys, you can even save this. Like we are gonna reach this. However, yeah, for triple top. See first top, second top, boom. Third top, yeah. So remember this. Remember, not a vibes. I'm seeing gold, a lot of gold. I'm seeing a lot of gold. Okay, let me look at it. Let me type in gold on Google. All right, trading views, XAU, USD, Forex. No, this is an old. This is okay. I'm not the only one. Oh, guys, VIX isn't in the mentorship thing. Like even me, I'm still learning VIX. Lately, I've been blowing on it, so I haven't been posting. Yeah, it's impossible, but you can see losses only on VIX. Recently made profits, but yeah, VIX is something I'm still learning. I'm not in a rush to give up mentorship for it. Okay, so gold, right? Gold likes to move in zones. So first things first, we can see obviously, guys, like same for trend lines. Also, thingy, cut remove that. You want to look at your obvious levels, obvious lows, obvious highs. So you can see that here, some things here, right? Actually starts over there. So there we go. You can see this major level. Remember, we're on the daily time frame. Like if you open gold on the H1 time frame, you would have seen this big bullish move, but you wouldn't have understood why. Why is gold pushing to the upside? Us who look at the market from like the bigger time frames, we know that okay, gold is pushing up because there's this like major zone, resistance, turning to support, support again, support again. So understanding the market is very important. Because when you understand the markets, you're confident. So let's say we were to enter buys on gold right now, we'll be we'll be calm, like we'll be confident. We know that gold is buying because it's been bouncing off our support zone. Whereas compared to someone who would open the charts and just see that gold is buying, or just see that gold is moving to the upside, they would buy, right? But then they won't be as confident because they don't know why they're buying. The why is very important, guys. I hope you guys understand that. It's very important to understand the markets. Okay, so I can see that zone. Next, here, you can see we have something there. But it looks choppy in the past, but okay, let's see. So there we go. We have our two zones right on gold. But you can actually see I want to show you guys. I'm not saying the touch is always guaranteed. It's not always guaranteed. You see here, first touch, second touch. Let's say we opened our charts and market was over here. You'd be like, okay, we want to wait for a third touch, but you see we didn't get it. We didn't get the third touch, It happens. It happens. Okay, so I'm still looking at gold. So you can see it's moving between these two zones. It's my first time actually looking at it, but there is like a mini zone here. You can see gold likes to move in zones. That's why you hardly see me trading it because it doesn't fit my trading plan. So we can actually see that gold is buying based off the daily time frame support level, right? But you can see that on H4 there is another zone here in the middle, resisted off this zone, broke out, supported. You can see just ranging, right? So we can actually expect a replica, whatever it is, but another of this, another move of this in this zone over here, right? So gold, based off this, right? Gold is most likely actually, yeah, this actually goes hand in hand with the trend line trading strategy now. Looking at it from the trend line trading strategy, we will see this as a retest. Remember, we have that upward trend line. Wait for the retest to sell. So yeah, it's actually something I'm gonna wait. Yeah, I can actually trade this now because it fits my strategy. No touch, no entry. You get a touch here, then yeah, pivot for entry. So yeah, gold is actually retesting the gold is actually retracing to retest the daily trend line that was broken, right? Plus, it's going to go hand in hand with those who trade. It's going to go hand in hand with those who trade supply and demand, support and resistance. They'll see it as gold reacting to this level over here, right? Which is not wrong. Yeah, it might, it could. But us looking at it from trend line trading strategy, from the trend line trading strategy perspective, we'll see it as a retest, to the downside. So yeah, that's gold. I do think it's going to continue going up a little bit. I just want to see how it's going to react to the trend line. So that's my analysis on gold, actually. Thanks for that one, actually. So do you guys look at H1? You're seeing uptrend, okay? Uptrend. Yeah. Yeah. You can see first touch, second touch, third touch. So that's actually the most recent entry point. Correct. Yeah, that guy's right. Shout out. So do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand? Before we go next, are you understanding? Yes, sir. Yeah, we follow. Right. The session's gonna get cut now, guys, because I only have the standard version. It's gonna I'm gonna go back to the Zoom screen so I can see everyone's face, so everyone can put the camera on. Okay, right. The session's gonna get cut just now because I have the standard